This is music, and this is another episode of the frigid winter of Wang. Welcome to another Winter of Wang video, which is really a Summer of Simon video, especially if you live on the Southern Hemisphere. But if you don't, it's the Winter of Wang. And it's the third season of the Summer of Simon sub-series within the First Impressions videos on this channel. And what I do is basically I'm following up on a crazy VCLT I was sent a while back now by the legend that is Simon Pieface, also known as Wang. So in these videos, I share with you my first impressions of the items in that crazy, awesome VCLT. Let's just get down to business, starting with some thrash here in the form of E-Vials, Infected Nations. Pretty cool. It has like 2 discs. Uh, the album itself, and then a bonus disc with a cover version of Cemetery Gates, then some live in the studio stuff, and some live material as well. So this is straight up no nonsense thrash metal. It's very old school leaning, I would say, but it has quite modern production. That might be a turn off to some people, not to me. I like old school sounding thrash metal. I like modern sounding thrash metal. And I like a bit of both, which is what you get on here. Super tight riffs, super tight performance as well. Fast, aggressive songs from the beginning to end. I think the vocals are a little bit Slayer like, but the music reminds me maybe more of, maybe like Testament, Heathen, and, that sort of stuff. It's excellent. It's a great thrash metal album. The cover version of Cemetery Gates, it's good. I mean, it's a great song, but I mean, it's hard to beat some of the stuff that goes on with the call response thing between the guitar and the vocals towards the end of the song. But they do a pretty good job of it. And the live in the studio material is also pretty cool because it has a little bit more of a raw sound to it. So maybe this will appeal a little bit more to those of you who prefer like old school production. And they do play some of the tracks that are on the regular album. Some of them also are played live in the studio. So this is a very good thrash metal album. I really, really enjoyed it. So excellent stuff. Now we have this one here, Front Line, the Seventh Sign. Kind of rhymes actually. And this is, I think it's a promo version, but this is very melodic AOR. I mean, the label is even, I don't know if you can see it, AOR Heaven. It starts out with a track called You Can't Tame Me, which is actually quite heavy hard rock song. I would classify that as a straight up heavy metal song. But the rest of the songs on here are more like very melodic hard rock with of course a lot of AOR. And the vocalist has this typical kind of husky voice that a lot of melodic hard rock singers have. And that also means that I don't think his voice is suitable for the first song, You Can't Tame Me. It sounds quite weak. It's a great song, but his vocals sound kind of weak in that song, but they are perfect for the rest of the songs on here. And we're talking, like very melodic AOR, like I said, with actually fantastic guitar work across the board, excellent guitar solos. And you have a couple of like typical melodic hard rock ballads as well, which to me are not the same as cheesy hair metal ballads. So, you got some pretty good ballads on here, actually. So, yeah, this is a really, really good melodic hard rock slash AOR album. I actually enjoyed it a lot, so that's great. If you're into this style of music, or the kind of music, I should say, that is typically released on labels like Frontiers, for example, this is worth checking out. And I think I'm going to have to check out AOR Heaven, because as some of you know, I do have a soft spot for a lot of AOR music. This is excellent. I really enjoyed it. Now back to thrash metal. This is Bats by, I almost said Gamma Ray. It's Gamma Bomb. So yeah, thrash metal. I think most people kind of consider Gamma Bomb to be like a crossover thrash band, but I actually don't hear a whole lot of crossover on this. This is more like thrash metal with a lot of speed metal and a lot of traditional heavy metal in it as well, I would say. I don't hear any crossover. A lot of fast, thrashy parts, of course, but there's a lot of melody as well. And you even have a saxophone solo in the very last track, and I like that. I know a lot of people don't like saxophone, uh, any saxophone stuff in metal, but I dig it in this song. I actually quite like it. You also have the first proper track after the kind of opening intro. That's a track called, I think it's Egypt Tron. I think that's how to pronounce it. That one has, I mean, it's a thrash metal song, but it has some pretty interesting kind of Middle Eastern, almost humorous sounding. Like the music itself sounds humorous. And I think they also have kind of a saxophone or something like that on there. But yeah, this is a really, really good album, and it's quite interesting to hear how Gamma Bomb have, their music, how it has evolved into including more traditional heavy metal and more hard rock even, and speed metal and a lot of melody. The vocals are great. I mean, he goes into heavy metal screams and everything, and he has a very distinct sounding voice. So yeah, awesome stuff. I think Gamma Bomb, fantastic thrash metal band, and this is a great release as well. It's a little bit different from your typical thrash metal release, but whatever. Okay, up next we have this one here, Galactic Empire Episode 2. And I do have the Digipack stored safely somewhere else. The cover artwork looks like this. So, yeah, I mean, and of course, on the disc, this is basically the Imperial logo, basically. So, yeah, this is a band that does rock renditions of Star Wars themes, right? So John Williams compositions from the Star Wars movies. I think on a later release they also started doing some of the songs from some of the TV shows and stuff like The Mandalorian, and of course that's composed by other composers. But yeah, so this one here, it's actually really interesting because it's instrumentals, it's rock renditions of, classical symphonic scores, and that means that this ends up becoming kind of progressive metal. And yeah, you have one thing that I think is cool is that you got some stuff from the original trilogy, you got some stuff from the prequels, and you even have some stuff from the sequels. And I think it's cool that they kind of pay homage to the entire stretch of, I guess, the Skywalker saga, whatever you might think of some of the individual movies. Um, I was really happy to find out that they have a cover version of Into the Trap from the Return of the Jedi, which is, I guess, a part of the soundtrack that has kind of stuck with me ever since I was a little kid. So that resonated with me a lot. This is really, really good, really interesting stuff. And I think even maybe if you don't like Star Wars or whatever, if you like progressive metal and instrumental metal, this might be actually worth checking out in any case. So there you go. Really good stuff. And yeah, I guess we're we'll stay in outer space with this one here. This is Hawkwind, and it's called Levitation. So Hawkwind, they're known for being one of Lemmy's um, bands before he founded Motorhead. but they're also known for being like a space rock, prog rock band. And yeah, this definitely is space rock. It does sound spacey, and a lot of the songs are, I don't know if repetitive is the best word, but I mean, it's kind of like the same parts that are repeated a lot throughout every song, but it's not as monotonous, and I don't know if that's the best word either. It's not as monotonous as Do Re Mi Fa Sol La, which is very, very monotonous. And that's on purpose because I think the idea is to kind of have sort of like an entrancing effect, I guess. This one doesn't do that much, and it doesn't have that many spacey keyboard sounds, and the songs are not super long either here. Most of them are around like 3 to 4 minutes. Um, so they're a little bit more compact and a little bit more, I guess, discernible from one another. But yeah, super interesting stuff for sure. I mean, if you like your prog rock and for some reason you haven't heard Hawkwind, and why not? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have not heard Hawkwind, although they are massive fans of prog rock. Yeah, check it out. You might like it. It's not like I mean, it's not like, let's say, like early Genesis or like King Crimson, with a lot of stuff, a lot of movements and odd time signatures and weird instrumentation and stuff. It's not like that. It's more like, yeah, like kind of like spacey, if you know what I mean. But it's, yeah, I do see why this is part of the prog rock scene or whatever. But yeah, there you go. Go and check out Simon Pieface's channel. It's called Pieface, believe it or not. He is one of the most generous and most supportive members of the Metal Corner of the VC. So go and show him some support. For now, thanks for watching.